All right. Hello and welcome to the Miracle Morning for Network Marketers audio series / podcast, depending on where you might be finding this information and this content at the moment. My name is Pat Petrini. I'm the co-author of the #1 best-selling book, The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. And in creating this book, we reached out to some of the very top network marketers in the world, and we interviewed them, some of the top performers, both people that have been around the network marketing world for years and even decades, as well as people that are fairly newcomers that have just been around for the last few years, but have had extreme success in those just those last few years. And we reached out, we interviewed them. That's what this series is all about. You're going to hear interviews from a number of different people. And in these interviews, we dive into not only their tips, strategies, techniques, things that have really accelerated their business, but also, and of course this was sort of the thesis, the theme of the book is the Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. We delve into their morning routines and their daily rituals, things that they consider to be critical for success that are really important for them to do every single day. And what we found, the whole concept of the Miracle Morning is that not every successful person does all of these different things every day, but just about every successful person does some of these things every day, has some of these daily rituals, oftentimes morning rituals, and so we dive into that in this audio series. Now, if you're not familiar with the book, you can check out the book, of course, at Amazon. Just go to Amazon and search for The Miracle Morning for Network Marketers. You'll find it right there. And then, of course, you can also go to our website. You may be listening to this recording right there on our website, but if you're not, if you're finding it somewhere else, go to tmm4networkmarketers.com. That's TMM, like the Miracle Morning, FOR, networkmarketers.com. Again, my name is Pat Petrini. I hope you're going to enjoy this interview. I know you're going to enjoy this interview. You might want to have a pen and paper handy, and on with the show. Thanks a lot.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for tuning in to our conference call here. This is Pat Petrini, and I'm on the phone here with Mr. Vince Ortega. Vince, are you there?
I'm pumped, brother. I'm excited. Let's rock.
I love it. Awesome, man. Well, hey, thanks so much for taking some time to not only contribute to this project and this book, but also to be on the call here. Really appreciate it.
Hey, man, definitely. I mean, it's kind of our passion as network marketers to always, want to give value, want to help people, want to do basically anything we can to get people out of these 9-to-5 jobs and then that slave labor, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, yeah, most definitely. That's a good goal, is getting people out of that 9-to-5 job, no doubt about that.
For sure.
So, Vince, tell everybody who's just tuning into the call, where are you located?
I'm in Kansas City, Missouri, so I'm right in the middle of the United States. A lot of people confuse it for Kansas for the movie Dorothy. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Yeah.
With Toto, the Wizard of Oz. But, yeah, we're kind of right down the road from Kansas, so we're actually in Missouri. But it's nice because we're dead center of the U.S., and so it's kind of a nice local area. So we get all 4 seasons.
Perfect. Love it. Mm-hmm. And tell give everybody just a little bit about your background and tell us where you are now, like what you do and what what you spend most of your time on today, and then give us kind of the synopsis of how you got here.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, basically right now I'm just running a community. We have about 40,000 entrepreneurs that rely on our training and our information to help them network market better. And so whether it be their own businesses or they want to learn how to generate an online business, that's kind of what our focus is. I would say 70% of the people really are learning how to, generate an income online, learning how to network online with our business. The other 30% are utilizing it for their own network marketing business, and we really encourage people to not only leverage our platform, but leverage it for their own business where they can learn how to get leads online, because obviously there's billions of people online and there's literally millions getting online every day, so it's a really good source for leads, right? And so a lot of people are turning to the internet trying to figure that out because, at the end of the day, on foot, banging doors and, leveraging the lists and things like that as far as, getting friends and family to bring people over. I mean, that's awesome. It still works like a champ, obviously, but there's just, a different way to do it now, and I feel like, the internet has been a better way for people to find leads a little bit quicker. But, if you're a product-based business and stuff, the old school marketing, of course, is the best way because you got to get people to your house and try the products and things like that. So we basically, we want to be an avenue for people just to generate more leads online, help their network marketing businesses. So that's kind of what we're doing now. Like I said, we got about 40,000 people in our network. We've had millions of people see our videos and things like that, of course, which is really cool. But the way I got here, man, is really just growing up as a entrepreneur's son. My mom was in Mary Kay. She was a national Mary Kay. I literally watched them and my family go from an average household, just an average income, average 9-to-5 job, to living a lifestyle that, most people would dream about. And so the beautiful situation for me is because I got to see them go through every little struggle and every little success that they went through to get to that big success. Because, a lot of people, they want to go from zero to hero in a day, but really it comes down to those small little action steps you take, as you get through that process. And it literally is all about consistency. And what I love about this book is it teaches people how to really start their day and get really rocking, and because it really comes down to having that, set day to where your body feels the same every day, your mind's mentally clear, and you're ready to take on the day. So this book, to me, has been so exciting. So I learned from my mom, that, anything was possible, which is, probably the luckiest life I could have ever had because, most people grow through this life and start an entrepreneur journey and their parents are actually holding them back saying, oh, that's not, legit, things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
And so for me in my life, my mom was always like, you can do anything you want, because look at what I've done. And, she's a national in Mary Kay. She's done $40 million in sales over her career. So it's just like, for me, anything's possible, So went through that, started a couple different companies, did a few different MLMs, network marketing companies, obviously failed miserably because you got to learn the lessons. But, I never gave up, always pushed through. I saw online marketing, kind of as a way for, my generation to really get out there and start doing things. And I just started networking online. I started learning how to use Facebook. I started learning how to use Twitter. I just started using the social networks and, slowly just gave away a ton of free value over a year or so. I never charged for anything. I just kept, giving away tips and tricks on my blog, my website, doing little capture pages where I'd get people's names and emails for some free training. Next thing you know, I got an email list. I got about 3,000 people on that email list, and I launched a membership area for $37, and 100 people sign up. I'm making $4,000 a month, and I'm thinking, I'm stuck in my parents' house right now. But then all of a sudden, I'm like, what were you
selling at that point? Like, you launched a membership area. What kind of stuff were you selling through that membership?
All I did in that membership site was I was teaching people how to generate leads online. Same thing I'm doing now, but there was no affiliate opportunity for it. So,
got it.
Right now we're doing an actual affiliate opportunity. So people come in, if they love our training, they can share it with their friends, and of course they can generate money like a network marketing business. So back then I was just testing out the market. So this was, I would say, only about 4 or 5 years ago. And, when I saw that opportunity and I saw that freedom that I could have through generating it online, I just got so excited about teaching people, how to do it themselves, right? And so over the next couple of years or so, I saw myself having success, but I didn't see that many other people having success online. But, of course, this was helping their network marketing business, so I was still satisfied in a way. But a lot of people want to know what I was doing, right, and how I generated money online. And so I figured, let me create a situation where people can share this with others and they can start generating an income. And it started from literally just a one-level affiliate program all the way now to where we're a full-blown network marketing business where we have, levels. And, of course, it's like any network marketing business. You build a team and you generate great money. So it's, that's the very, very short version. It's been an exciting year and a half. Like, we've only been doing that for about a year and a half. We've had a 23-year-old generate over $100,000 this year. We've had several people generate $75,000 plus this year. It's just been really cool mentoring people through the process. Of course, there's people that made a couple $100, and that was their monster breakthrough that allowed them to, understand that network marketing was possible. So it's been exciting, man. It's been an exciting year, and it's been exciting helping people. And I think that's really what it comes down to. If you want to get into a network marketing business, is that you really have to have a passion to help people. Right? And no matter what products you're doing, no matter what products you're selling, you have to believe in what you're doing, and you have to literally have a genuine care level for people, right? And that's hard for a lot of people to do because we're grown up in the sense of, it's all about me. I got to make sure my life's right. You know what I mean? And network marketing is so opposite. When you make sure that other people's lives are right, then your life automatically starts becoming better, right? And so it's just been an awesome journey. So kind of in a nutshell right there.
Yeah, love it. So tell me like a little bit. I mean, so obviously, you grew up like around this industry. Your mom is a top producer in Mary Kay, and so I mean, as you were, I don't know, in your teens or whatever, were you just like waiting to get into sales network marketing, or like did you kind of know that was going to be your path the whole time, or what?
Oh, that's a great question. At the end of the day, what's kind of funny, I mean, a quick backstory as far as that goes is I actually, my mom instilled hard work and, work ethic in me, which was awesome. I actually was really good at baseball. And so as I was growing up through baseball, starting from 12 years old, I was always really, really good at pitching. And, when I started at 12, I was just always striking people out. I had the fastest fastball and things like that. Went through the process, went all the way through high school and college, and I was in college, and I even had a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I was supposed to get drafted in college, so that was my career path, right? I was thinking I'm going to be a Major League Baseball player and things like that.
Yeah.
And, college baseball is the most difficult sport to remain focused in because there's so many distractions. You got, obviously all kinds of alcohol all over the place. There's all kinds of situations where you can get into some really bad things and, you can just totally get off track. And so, at the end of the day, I got way off track. I had talent. I had a passion for it, but I knew it wasn't my calling in a way, so I kind of just went through the motions. I had great years, but I had also up and down years. The main thing that I didn't do was just take care of my body, which is the funny thing because now in network marketing, I know I got to take care of my body so my brain's clear more than anything, right?
Right.
And so with a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, if you don't take care of your body, you're going to get hurt. And so I always got hurt when I was at my peak performance, throwing my best fastballs, just about to get drafted. And, at the end of the day, for me, I believe, it wasn't my calling that I was put on earth to do. And so that's why I didn't stick with it. That's why I wasn't passionate enough about it to make sure that I maintained. And, of course, at the end of the day, what it did for me is it taught me teamwork, which was the best thing you could ever do for network marketing. And then it also taught me how to, I guess, conversate with people in a way where we inspired and motivated each other, which you really need to do in network marketing as well. So at the end of the day, I believe that we all go down these roads for a really awesome reason, And so I feel like every little thing I went through in baseball got me to this point in my life in my network marketing career as far as team building, caring about if my teammates had success, right, in baseball. Now I care about if my network marketing team has success. So I love it. I love how the path really went down. So it's been crazy. So that was kind of like my journey. And then all of a sudden, at the end of the day, I'm 25 years old. I got nothing, to show for it because I played college ball. I had no degree because I was just kind of going through the motions. I knew I was going to be a professional athlete, right? So I'm like a professional student. I think I had like 140 hours or something crazy like that, but all over the place. Yeah. And then, at the end of the day, I was like, well, my next best thing maybe is to be a lifeguard or something because, I saw my mom do network marketing, but I saw her work really hard at it, and I was like, I don't know if I can do it. I believe I can, but I don't know. And then I liked swimming, so I was like, I found a lifeguard, next to me as I was swimming. I was like, what kind of pay do you guys get? And they're like, well, you can get up to $20 an hour. And I was like, oh, my God, that's the ticket. That's a lottery ticket. And so I went and got my certification and everything, and I called up the lady after I got certified. I was all pumped, all jacked. I was like, I'm so pumped to work for you guys. I'm excited. And she goes, we are too. And I was like, so what's my starting pay going to be? I'm really excited thinking it's going to be $20 an hour. And she goes, well, you're going to start at about $7.50 an hour. And I'm like, oh, God.
Yeah.
I was like, no, this ain't going to work. So that's when I literally was just in that oh crap mode. I think everybody's got to get into that mode in their life where they're just like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm so far deep right now in this. What am I going to do? There's nothing going on for me. at all. And so that's where I was to the point in my life. I was like, I got to make something happen. So I got inspired by my mom, and, like I said, I tried a few different things, and it didn't work a little, of course, but then I found the online market, which was kind of my niche, and then that's where the whole story comes back full circle. I started learning how to market online. I literally didn't leave my computer for days and days. I was stuck in my computer for, the whole next year and a half, 2 years, and I've still been like that because I'm grinding. I want to really have my vision for my future is $1 billion company, but I've just literally been stuck behind a computer for the last 5 years working on myself, building my leadership, things like that, and eventually, I got out of my parents' house. I'm living a beautiful home now, and it's all gravy. So it just comes down to consistency and how bad I wanted it, and I believe that, there is probably only 3% of the people on this planet that will do what I was willing to do, but, that's why network marketers are network marketers, because they're doing the things that 97% of people aren't going to do. And, you just make a decision, and it's awesome because there's no competition for the people who are willing to work hard. You know what I mean? It's all the opportunity in the world. So that's the beautiful thing. I'm sure you got to where you are doing the same thing,
Yeah, most definitely. So tell me a little bit about a little bit about the online realm. Like, how did you? I know you had said when you got started, you had kind of built up this list of 3,000 people, and then you started charging memberships. But I guess what would you say if somebody is a total newbie to any kind of like marketing online or lead generation online or anything like that? What do you think is a relatively efficient route for somebody to start in that direction?
You definitely need to just sign up with my company. No, just playing.
There you go. That's right.
No, but on the real, like, that's why we did create a company like mine. Is you just need to find a system to plug into. So you find a system online that you are, obviously, I think the best thing is to just go online, search for, how to make money online system, something like that, and kind of search around. But you need to find somebody credible who's on social media that you can see who they are, they're transparent, things like that. And then you just plug into a system. You get in the system, you learn a little bit about network marketing. They teach you how to get leads, and you just bring back people into that system so they can learn how to do it. And then, of course, on the back end, have a tangible product that changes people's lives, right? And then you're good to go. That's really what I would do. I wouldn't do what I did. Unfortunately, what I did, I wasted so much time, is that I would go find all the free training out there that there was, right? And all this free training really comes down to, most of it is junk. There is some good stuff, but the real deep stuff that's going to get you to the next level is always going to be charged for, because anything that's worth it in life is always of value. And that's kind of like, if you think about it, Apple's $1 billion brand because nothing's free. It's always expensive. They never have sales. That's why they're a $1 billion brand. So anything that's worth it is always going to be money. So that's what I would totally recommend. Just plug into a system that's already working, that has an affiliate program part of it, so you can start generating income while you're learning. Because earning while you're learning is the best thing, of course, obviously. And then, make sure that it's got leadership training in there as well. You don't just want to learn how to do leads because, let's say, for example, if you learn how to get a lead, you made a sale through that system, you still have to learn how to manage your team. And so it always goes back to the old school network marketing. Always. You have to know how to lead a team. And so we're constantly, at the end of the day right now, my best thing you guys could ever do when you're leading a team is to go on Facebook and create a Facebook group and plug in all of your team in that Facebook group, maintain that Facebook group, always put updates every single day, make people feel like you're always present, shoot videos, and that's really all we do, man. We set up a system for people, we plug them into a Facebook group, and we make sure that our people are taken care of. And that's all that matters is people want to know that you care about them. And if you don't care about people, network marketing is not for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's really what I would recommend as far as that goes, for sure.
How about I'm sure obviously your mom has been, as far as mentors go, your mom obviously has been a big influence for you. Have there been kind of some other major mentors along the way? And if so, kind of how did you get connected with him?
Awesome question. Yeah, what's cool about my mom is she never really, in a sense, mentored me. I just kind of watched what she did. So they always say it's not caught, or it's not taught, it's what's caught, right? And so that's the beautiful thing, just off subject a little bit, is that, you know, for those of you guys who are out there who have children and they're watching you do a network marketing business, you don't have to tell them what you're doing. They can literally see what you're doing. I mean, I saw my mom work hard. I saw her work with teams. Actually, a funny little thing, too, is I DJ'd for my mom for her events because, you know, I knew how technology worked. So I just DJ'd. I did her music and things like that. And I watched her on stage, and that naturally got into me, you know what I'm saying? And so that was kind of a cool thing as well. But moving forward, as far as her being my mentor, of course, without her, I mean, it would have been obviously a much longer road, not being able to plug into somebody like that. But moving on, I've always just had, you know, mentors from afar. I've, you know, looked online and I found people who I connected with and resonated with in the online space and things like that. And a few years back, you know, the main people online were like the Jonathan Budds, Mark Hoverson. There's a few other that are out there, but that's kind of the main ones. And so what's going to be cool, hopefully, is you get Mark Hoverson in this book as well, which is going to be exciting. But Mark Hoverson was like the main guy that I really attached to. But Jonathan Budd and Mark Hoverson, they did a little affiliate launch together of one of their products, and that was kind of in my whole space. And that's exactly what I wanted to start doing. And so I decided to become an affiliate for that, and I ended up getting one of the top 22nd in the world in that, and I went and got to hang out with them because I won that competition because I worked so hard prior to that to get that email list to be able to do that, right? And so when I did go to hang out at Jonathan Budd's house and Mark Overson, I got to talk with Mark Overson a little bit, and him and I just resonated. We connected. We started talking literally for hours when we were there. And that's kind of who my mentor was, in the sense that, you know, he was really helping me understand what I needed to do moving forward to get to that next level. And I knew for some reason I had this idea or this vision that no matter what was going to happen when I got to this mastermind, even before I started promoting their products, is that I was going to make a connection there that was going to take my business to the next level, because that's really what it comes down to. Leaders, if you want to become a leader, you need to get next to leaders. You need to be with them in their presence. You need to take pictures with them. People need to see you being associated with them, whatever niche it may be, right? And so that's what I did. And after I talked to him for a while, we did our own little mini affiliate launch, Mark and I, with one of his products to my list, of course, that I worked hard to get. And we did about $10,000 together on that, and it just kind of opened up my mind to the reality of webinars, because I never did webinars before that. Man, I tell you what, online events were so scary at first. It was just like it was so funny. I did a script to introduce Mark, and I was all nervous, and it was just so funny because, you know, you just go through all these growing phases and things. And, man, I just remember now I can be on a webinar for 2 hours, never write a script, not even prepare for them, and I just go on and on. But, you know, a lot of people just, like, it goes back to that thing, that 3%, they just aren't willing to do that. And online events are huge. I mean, if you're listening to this and you haven't done an online event, I mean, you have to. I mean, if you want to get huge nowadays, you have to. I mean, at minimum, of course, conference calls. But online events take it to the next level. They get to see you. They get to feel you. They get to understand your presence, your transparency, things like that. So, you know, Mark literally, because of, you know, me hustling, because of me selling his products, things like that, he just kept constantly mentoring me. And so he got me in his company that he was doing at the time, and, you know, literally it was crazy because he got me in this product that was $5,000 up to $12,000, and I was like, I've never sold anything like that in my life. I only sold a $37 membership. And so he made me believe that it was possible to sell products that were that expensive. And because he did it, right? And so that's really all it comes down to, is that belief level, you know, because my mom sold, you know, $1,800 things like that, Mary Kay, $3,600 things, but that's like physical, tangible products, and she was worked really hard to get to that point, right? This is digital products, online stuff, $5,000. I'm like, no way, it's not possible. But then he just guided me through it, and he said it's possible. So, you know, that's the coolest thing I think now, is just like I have no limit on what the price of products are too. I mean, it's if you can close a $37 sale, you can close a $5,000 sale. It's just the way you do it. But, you he made me think it was possible. I literally went on from that point in my life to my vision expanding. I went from about, a few $1,000s a month from that point all the way up to $50,000 a month and beyond, just because I knew it was possible. So I was hanging out with Mark, who was doing it himself. So it just allowed me to believe that, literally anything was possible in life.
Yeah.
And so then, the next thing you know, Mark and I, we don't talk for a little while, but he still had that mentorship in me. I mean, we always talked, and I was always selling that product that he was in, but I always wanted to do my own thing. I had my own vision. And I hooked up with a guy online where we started doing websites for people, but they were automated websites. And so I was just literally recommending these websites. He was helping me do the back end of it. And then we started kind of gathering that community again and helping people get websites. And then, a year goes by, we build this really awesome, vibrant community. We have a one-level affiliate program, so people were making money selling these websites too. And then we wanted to launch a full-blown network marketing company, of course. And so, the mentorship, kind of circling this mentorship back around, we got on a conference call with Mark, and we wanted to bring all of his products inside of our company. And so we kind of talked a little bit about it. He kind of guided us through what we should do, how we should launch it. And he didn't realize that we wanted him to be a full-blown partner either. He thought we just wanted to give him percent. And so he was pumped. He was excited, and we just said, hey, let's go for it, And it's kind of like the mentorship through that process. He's kind of in the back end, but his products are there, and he does webinars with me, but he still mentors us through the process as far as how we should do things, what we should do. And now it's kind of came full circle. The first month we did about $50,000, the second month we did about $100,000, and we've just gone way, way up. We've done $700,000 in a month now, and it's just been crazy. But it always goes back to that full circle of the belief that Mark gave me in the first place, that mentorship, right?
Yeah.
And so to have a mentor is so clutch. It's so key to give you that belief level, to give you even the credibility piece, right? And so mentors all over the place are doing $5,000 packages, $12,000 packages, $20,000, $50,000 packages. And when you do these packages, they're so worth it. But the fact of the matter is you need to get videos with these people, you need to get pictures with these people, and that belief level. You mix all those together, it's game over, right? And so a lot of people are afraid to invest in themselves, but literally that's the only way you're going to become successful, in my opinion, is to put yourself in the leaders. Mark calls it crafting for kings, and, that's the perfect thing. If you get yourself among the kings, you'll become one yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I know that was a long-winded approach to that mentorship, but literally that's how powerful it is. I wanted to kind of give people the, reality of what happened in my life from having a mentor. And what's exciting is Mark's instilled so much stuff in me now that he's no longer really above me. We're kind of side by side giving each other advice now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's the coolest part about mentorship, is that if a mentor is really, really good, they'll make you so good, even sometimes better than you in some stuff, right? Because they passed on all the mistakes they went through. And so it's been an exciting journey for sure.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it because I think it's super important. Like when I look back on, there's a couple of major mentors that I've had in my life, but each of them have played a huge role in when you take those steps forward, right? So I think it's for somebody that either doesn't have kind of that mentor or hasn't had that mentor. I think that if somebody really wants to be successful, they need to really put some serious effort into finding that person. And and I think that I think it's always interesting to hear who somebody's mentor was and how they found them, or how that relationship started. I think definitely what you said is the simplest and easiest way is to pay for it, right? And you usually get what you pay for, for sure. If it's a free training, it's going to be probably about worth that. If it's $5,000, it's probably going to be about worth that. And, but when you talked about how you kind of came in contact with Mark, you started off by selling the heck out of his product, and that's a really important thing. I think is that if you're trying to establish, if there's somebody that you want to establish a relationship with, the best way to do it is to somehow find a way
make
to
them a lot of money.
Value. Like, what's that?
They said make them a lot of money.
Make them money. Yeah, totally. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Like find some way that you can add value to them, and that builds your value and makes them want to help you or whatever, create that relationship. But I mean, nobody's walking around like, hey, I'm a mentor, I'm looking for a mentee. You got to you got to really work for it, to establish that relationship.
Yeah, let me just give a quick little funny part about the mentorship too. Is that after we did that $10,000 deal together, of course, I made him $5,000 from that because we split that 50% commission. But he hadn't paid me yet, and then he introduces me to this $5,000 product that he's selling, and then he goes, "Well, you should just put your $5,000 commissions that you earn into my product."
Yeah.
Like, what? And here's the craziest thing. I'm still living in my parents' house. I got a baby. I got a baby coming in 4 months, right? And I got about $3,000 in my bank account.
Yeah.
So I literally spend that money, put the rest on the card, and then I freak out, of course, in a good way. That just I believed in him. So then I go from paying him that $5,000. So basically, my mentorship after that was I paid him $10,000, right? Because I made him $5,000 on the webinar. Plus, he took my extra $5,000 that I would have made. So I paid him $10,000 there, and then I go on to sell the crap out of this membership that we're selling, and I make him tons and tons. I've probably made Mark, I don't even want to know at this point, but hundreds of thousands of dollars at this point.
Yeah.
And was it worth it? Obviously, right? And so a lot of people think, oh my God, I don't want to give this mentor, $5,000, $12,000, $20,000. I've made this dude hundreds of thousands of dollars. But was it worth it? Of course it was worth it. We have a multi-million-dollar business now, and so the network, and then I have a network of hundreds of thousands of people because of this. I mean, so It's always worth it. A lot of people are so scared to invest, and the funny thing is, $100,000 or more isn't even that much either if you want to start a business, because most of these brick and mortar people are starting with $100,000 to $1 million. It costs $1 million, $1 million just for a McDonald's franchise, just to get the franchise, And so we're so blessed as network marketers to spend even $3,000 on some products to have a six-figure business. And some people think that's expensive, but it's just their mentality. But if you know what I'm telling you right now, you realize that $3,000 is like $3 in the scheme of things. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's exciting, man. Like I just hope that through this interview, people realize how blessed they are to even have an opportunity to start a network marketing business for the price that they are now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what for anybody that is listening, most likely, I'm guessing that most likely most of the people that are listening to this or have read the book are probably not people that are like thinking about getting into network marketing. They're probably the people that are in network marketing in one form or another. But what do you think if somebody is in network marketing but maybe is not satisfied with their level of success that they've had thus far? I mean, there's a lot of factors that can go into that, right? Being with the right company and having mentorship and all these different things. But what do you think if somebody is kind of like if somebody kind of feels like they're putting in the effort, but not necessarily getting the results that they're wanting, what do you think are some of the key things that person should maybe evaluate or focus on or, whatever to try to turn that around?
Oh, man. A lot of people.
That's a broad question because there's a million factors, right?
For sure. I think people think there is a million factors, but it really comes down to one. Are you doing the consistent income producing activities? So it literally comes down to how many people are you getting in front of your presentation. That's it. Yeah. And the people who are like, I'm working so hard and blah, 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 right? I get that, but at the end of the day, if you're working hard and nobody's seeing that presentation, that's why you're failing. It literally comes down to the amount of times that people see that presentation. So, I'm experimenting right now with a lot of different things, even offline marketing, because I really want to find some things that duplicate for people as far as, product-based sales, because I've just been so focused on online sales. And I'm doing activities where I'm doing a lot of free methods, and I'm excited to actually teach this here in the future. I'm doing a lot of free methods, and I got people in front of a presentation about 200 times yesterday, and there's about 5 people that are interested. And so a lot of people wouldn't be willing to get this presentation in front of 200 people or put in the time to do that, right? Get 5 people to get 5 people to get excited about it. But let's say, for example, you keep doing that over and over and over, you're going to naturally grow a network. And the beautiful thing about network marketing is you work once, right? And the income keeps flowing in, of course, if your product's good and things like that. So those 5 people get on the product. That was totally worth my day, right? And so it really is that. That's all there is to it. I mean, you may be working hard, but are you doing the right things? Are you getting people in front of that sales presentation? And that's all there is to it, right? And so anybody that people are watching right now who are, in awe of why they're on stage and all that kind of stuff, if they're only on stage because they got that presentation in front of literally more people than anybody else in the audience, and they got their team to do the exact same thing. So you got to get that duplicated. You got to get that really put in your team's mentality that if you don't get somebody in front of that presentation, game over. If you don't get somebody to at least try that product, game over. So in what I'm trying to do right now is think about goal setting as far as what I would do for somebody who has a product-based business, and I would say at minimum, get your product, whether it be Mary Kay or something like that, on their face every day, or if it's a health product, get it in their body every day. At least one person get that product in them, on them, somewhere, whatever your product may be, and make sure that you do that, and you're going to be successful. The only way you're not going to be successful is if you don't get that application going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
one thing that I love about, I'm totally a numbers guy, and one thing that I think that anybody that is doing mostly offline marketing can learn from the online marketing guys. Even if somebody's not doing a lot of online marketing or whatever, if you're doing any online marketing, your numbers. It's all about numbers. Your conversion rate. Like you were just saying, I got a presentation in front of 200 people, 5 people, got on it. But most people offline don't know their numbers. They don't know their conversion rates. And if you actually know your numbers, then it's if your conversion rate is 2.5% or it's 10% or it's 50% or whatever the heck it is, then that's your number. And it becomes very easy to decide to set goals when you actually know what your numbers are. But a lot of people don't actually. Again, most of the online people know their numbers, but offline people don't track their numbers in that way.
Exactly.
You got to know your numbers, and once you know what your numbers are, okay, I have to get it in front of X number of people in order to get Y sales, then that becomes very duplicatable, and then from there you can be like, how do I increase X? Get how many people are getting in front of the presentation, like you said, and then also, what can I do to improve the conversion rate as well, of course. But important to actually know what your numbers are so that you can create those predictable results.
Exactly. I love that. I mean, because if you think about it, that's actually, you're teaching me something right now as far as offline marketing goes, because I would never think to even do that as far as that goes. But that's awesome, man. Perfect advice, because that's what we look at online and we know, so that's good stuff, man. The other thing I would say, the other thing that I've kind of learned with it is, me, I'm working on this healthy energy drink, so that's kind of why I'm working on this offline marketing. But I think the other thing is just do what you have to do to get somebody over to your house to try the product. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you have a product-based business, and so what I've done is I've just told people, this is a kind of a cool little method I did. Come on over, try all the different samples, see which ones you like, bring over a $20 bill, and I'll send you home with a week's worth and see if you get, hooked on the product. And so whatever it may be for your product, things like that, just get people over to try it. If you have a product that you believe in that's powerful, they're going to be stuck on it, right? And because it's obviously going to be good for them, or they're going to look beautiful if it's, Mary Kay, or if it's going to be, a health product and they're going to feel good and stuff like that, right? And so that's all there is to it, brother. It's just whatever you can do to get people to your house. And I think that $20 bill thing is really, it helps people just be like, oh, okay, $20, I'll go over, I'll try it. And then if your product's good, of course, you're going to be addicted to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
So that's kind of the next thing that I would do. But I'm going to start doing what you said. That's really cool, seeing what the conversion is on people that come over, too. That's cool.
Love it. There you go. Hey, I won't even charge her for that advice.
Yes.
so obviously we're writing the Miracle Morning for network marketers here. So shifting gears a little bit. I know your morning routine is like a really important aspect of what you do, and tell everybody listening a little bit about I guess actually first off, why is it important to you, and then second off, kind of walk us through what your morning routine actually is, or I mean, not even necessarily a morning routine, because I think some people might kind of do it at night or whatever, but daily routine, what are the sacred daily rituals for you that are super important?
Oh, totally. The main thing is just to get up and get your body flowing in the right direction. As far as what you're eating is huge. So for me, what I have found is that there's no better breakfast than a protein shake. All right, and whatever you guys have to do out there, for me, I mean, this is my opinion, whatever you have to do to get a protein shake in your body that's good for you, that's healthy for you, that's all natural, that's the only way that I feel that people are going to get off to the best start in their life or their day. Because, I mean, the protein shakes they get in your body, they assimilate great. All those nutrients roll to you so super fast. You're not putting that nasty McDonald's breakfast in your body that's going to weigh you down, slow you down, things like that. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I got a guy that owns 6 McDonald's that I love. He's an awesome guy. It's just, he knows it's not good for you. It's just, it's fast, it's convenient. But at the end of the day, you've got to get your body off to the right start. So I try to wake up about 6 in the morning. Sometimes it's a little bit later. It just depends. That's the beauty about network marketing is it's freedom. So, I'll get up from 6 to 8 usually. If I had a long day the night before, I'll get up probably about 8 or 9, just whatever. But I always wake up. I always have my morning shake. I always have my healthy energy drink. And then I just get back on my computer and I get going. I look at all the income producing activities I did from the day before, see if I got any leads coming in, see if I got any questions, things like that. And then I'll run to the gym, and I'll either run to the gym every day or every other day. It just kind of depends on what I'm doing and how I feel, if my body's sore from the day before, things like that. For me, I mean, there is nothing better than swimming. I mean, it's just key for me. This is my deal. It's just kind of like, if I could have everybody in the world swim, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
When
did you start swimming? You always were you swimming competitively in school, or how long have you been swimming?
Oh, that's a hilarious little backstory. But basically, in college baseball is when I had to learn how to swim. I didn't have a choice. We had to get up at 6 in the morning and go do this swimming workout for an hour where you'd swim from one end of the pool to the other, and then you'd do some push-ups. And it was just a nightmare because I didn't know how to swim properly. And so literally the first couple of days I blacked out almost in the pool. I was laying on my back going, Coach, I can't do this. And so it literally got to the point where I got, in a way, pissed off, not in a mean way, but just in a way where it's just I'm pissed. I'm going to make sure that I come back after the winter and swim like a champion. And so I went home that winter, and I went on YouTube and I typed in how to swim properly and things like that. It's really all down to how you're breathing as you're swimming. And I went back, I learned, I swam every single day for an hour to 2 hours, and I became a fish. I literally can swim now for 1 to 2 hours no matter what, and not even be tired. And it was the best blessing in my life, literally, to have to learn how to swim. And I would tell anybody in this planet to swim, because you can do it till you die. It's good for your joints. And literally the euphoric high that you get after it makes you just on top of the world. I just got done swimming a few hours ago. That's why I'm just energized, I'm pumped, I'm excited. Of course, I have my healthy energy drink in me, but I have
That's right.
I have everything that my morning ritual is all about in me right now.
Yeah.
So I just feel so good. And so get to the gym, whatever you have to do. I mean, at minimum, walk 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, every other day, whatever you have to do. Get your body in flow because it's going to get those endorphins going. It's going to get that brain flowing. And you'll just feel great for the day, right? And so if you have to get up early to get this done, get up early to get this done. If you work that 9 to 5 now so you can get out of it. But at the end of the day, that's what I recommend. I have my healthy drink, healthy shake, get my swim on, and then I, like I said, right before I go to the gym, I, see if there's some leads. I answer some questions, go to the gym, come back, answer leads and questions again that I did from my income-producing activities the day before. And then I usually send an email out to my email list for the day, and I'll give them some value. I might shoot a video after I get done swimming because I'm pumped, like I feel like I'm on top of the world, and I'll give them some value that I learned. And then after that, I kind of chill for a little bit. Like for right now, actually, I hear my baby girl upstairs yelling and screaming and having a good time. I'll hang out with her for a little bit. And sometimes it'll be, 15 minutes if I'm working hard. Sometimes it'll be for 2 hours. Sometimes I won't even work for the rest of the day. It just depends on really what I want to do. Because my morning, once you start to really, I'm kind of in flow in network marketing where I can literally do that morning ritual and I can chill the rest of the day if I want because my email list goes out to 300,000 people and that just gets it done, right?
Sure. Yep.
But if I'm in grind mode like I am right now, for some reason this time of the year I'm ready to just blow up, right? I'm ready to blow this business up. And so in grind mode right now, I'll take a few minutes, after I get done, I'll get off this call and might go hang out with my baby girl for a little bit. But I'm going to jump right back on the computer and get into grind mode and make this dream happen, you know what I'm saying? And so it really just comes down to whatever you want to do for the day and what your goals are and what your motives are and things like that. My vision next year, we did about $5 million or so in sales last year, but my vision next year through all my businesses is I want to do 10 to 20 million. So I really want to make sure that I put in the effort now before, because a lot of people in December and things like that, we're doing this interview in December, they kind of get lackadaisical, Christmas shopping, things like that. But it's the people who really start building up momentum now for the 2015 year that are really going to explode in the beginning of the year, and that gets you off to a full-blown start. It's almost like your morning ritual in a way where you start your 2015 properly, right? Because if you get your year off to a right start, you get in the flow. So that's kind of, I'm totally just kind of flowing off subject a little bit in the sense, but that's kind of what I do, man. And, on my busy days, I'll send out emails in the beginning. Like for today, for example, I sent out an email for our online event that we have going on tonight at 8 p.m. Central. So I'll do some things during the day, and I'll get ready to do our online event tonight. And we try to do at least 1 to 2. 2 is better, but it just depends what we're doing. At least one online event per week. So we stay in people's faces. We stay in their lives. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it comes down to. People want to know that you're working, and they'll naturally work with you. It's always follow the leader. If the leader's not doing something, the people aren't going to be doing something. So even, a lot of people, a lot of leaders will build these huge network marketing organizations, and then 2 years later they're gone. And why they're gone is because those leaders got complacent with the results. They stopped working. They stopped personally recruiting. So their team, why would their team personally recruit if you're not doing it, right?
Sure.
And so you have to constantly maintain that ground floor bottom mentality, right? Just starting from the beginning as a leader. Leaders literally work harder than the people who are on their team who keep growing, of course. So that's kind of my day in a nutshell, but it always starts with getting off to the right foot. Always starts with that morning shake, that healthy energy drink, and I feel like I'm on top of the world. But then when I swim, it compounds it, right? I feel just ready to rock. And so I knew if I was doing this interview with you today, I wanted to make sure that I got my swim in before it because I can't tell you what I feel like right now, bro. You just have to understand it. It's just crazy.
I love it.
So, yeah, rock and roll.
And so just one thing that you mentioned a couple times was you've used the term income producing activities. Like you check your email and see what was the result of your income producing activities from the day before. Like what are those? I think you've kind of touched on it a little bit, but like what exactly do you see as the income producing activities?
So sending out that email to my list, of course, we give a bunch of value. Of course, we'll get some responses from that email, questions and things like that. We'll get sign-ups from those emails, so we want to make sure that we reach out to our new customers and things like that, make them feel, valuable, make them feel, awesome, right? And because when you reach out to people who sign up with you, they feel like you care, and we do care. That's why we do it. And then the other thing is we do a lot of social media work, and so like I said, speed of the leader, speed of the game. So I've been doing some social media income-producing activities, like getting the presentation in front of people, of course. And so, for example, since I've been working on this offline thing, I did a whole bunch of work yesterday, got that presentation in front of a bunch of people. They got excited about it. Like I said, a few people were pumped. They're ready to go. And I said, come on over here and try the product. So they're going to come over here today. I got a couple people that are lined up to come over here literally after this call. And so those are my income-producing activities. I answered their questions. I got them excited. Now they're coming over to try this healthy energy drink, right? And so that's really what it comes down to is I'm just answering those. Then I'll go ahead and do some more income-producing activities as far as what I did yesterday because the results were phenomenal. And then what I'm most excited about is sharing the training video that I did on that, right? Because when I was doing this, and I'm doing these activities that are producing results, I pop on my computer screen recorder, hit record, and I'm like, this is exactly what I'm doing. This is exactly how I'm getting people over my house. Now you have no excuses. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And so it's just anytime that you have a result in your business, you need to share it some way, somehow, okay?
Yep.
And so for the people who are listening to this, learn how to do screen recording if you're utilizing online marketing. If you're doing something, offline marketing where you had, maybe through a telephone conversation or whatever you may have done, just somehow be able to share that, right?
Yeah.
And so that's all I've done, man. And I'm excited to share that, with a team of people who are going to be sharing this drink with people, right? And so that's kind of what you do in your business. Whatever is producing results, say, for example, if you're a leader listening to this and you're producing results, share that with your team as best you can. And that's all there is to it, man.
Yep. I love it. It's so funny, I'm just laughing to myself as you're talking because it sounds simple, but it's also just grinding it out. It's just working your butt off. But just like what you're saying, it's try 100 different things, and then if you find out of that, a couple of things that actually work, then you teach that, and that's how. And then you teach that downline. You teach that. You add value to grow your list by teaching that, whatever that was that worked. But man, it's so funny because a lot of the material that gets taught, you don't realize the 1,000 different things that somebody had to try before they found that one thing that worked, that they finally had something worth teaching.
Exactly. Exactly.
And you got to be willing to just grind that out and just work like that. So funny. Anyway, I love just go ahead.
No, just talking about the grinding it out, it's funny because, average mentalities are like, oh my God, that's so much hard work. I'd never want to do it. But at the end of the day, I would rather work 80 hours, 100 hours a week to have freedom than 40 to 50 hours a week to get in a position where somebody can tell me when I can go pee. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Tell me when to wake up. Tell me when I got to go pee. Tell me when I can eat lunch. I'm not going to be a slave. I would rather work harder to tell people what to do than not work hard and get told what to do. And actually I have employees in my business, and you could probably ask them how I treat them, and I don't treat them as, like the slave labor is as well, because I'm in that network marketing. I treat them as if they were, part of me, part of my family. And every single thing that I do, I always lift them up. I always encourage them, always motivate them. If they need to, take a break or things like that, of course, I'm not a boss where I would be like, no, you can't get off right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's the beautiful thing about network marketing is that you can pass down the employer traits as well. You know what I mean? And so that's why we've had people working for us over a year. And, we don't pay them that much money, but we pay them enough money to, make them understand that, we care about them, right?
Right.
And so, and the other cool thing is they're also part of our network, so they can earn money, of course, generating like everybody else. So it's kind of a win-win for them. So it's a neat situation. So it's like employees that get the network marketing part of things. So it's cool. But yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, grinding is worth every hour that you put in. I mean, but like I said, I'll work 80 hours one week or 100 hours, even 100 hours one week, but then I'll work 0 hours the next week or just a couple,
right.
You know what I mean? And that's the freedom part that I'm talking about. And we get to go, to restaurants when most people can't go to restaurants. We get to do what we want to do when most people can't do it, and it's worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
So
I love it, man. Well,
rock and roll.
Shoot, there was one question. Oh yeah, there's one question. One other question I want to ask you is, like, if you could. This is just kind of a fun question, just to wrap things up. If you could. Wait, how old are you?
I'm 29. I'll be 30
29.
in 6 months, which I don't want to be 30.
I love it. So if you're 29, which obviously isn't very old yet, but like if you could go back maybe like 10 years, 15 years to a younger Vince Ortega, if you had like one or two words of advice you could go backwards and tell yourself, what would that be?
Oh, just really listen to my heart more. Like, there was times in my baseball career where I was like, this probably isn't my passion, but I'm just going to ride it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just wish that, I did, I never wish that I could go back in time in a sense, because I know that all my, all my lessons and all my things got me to where I am today. But, if I would have had, myself mentoring myself, I would have set myself down and be like, is this really your passion? Do you feel like, this is something you're going to wake up every day and be happy about? Because I woke up every day and I was just dreading going to practice. I was dreading, even when it was game time, like I knew I wanted to do good at the game, but I wasn't like excited to go win the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like, I just knew that it wasn't my thing, but I just wrote it out because it was just easy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got college scholarships and things like that, so I wasn't paying for school. But, that's what I would do. I'd sit myself down, and, anybody who's listening to this right now, you really need to just sit your own self down and mentor yourself and say, is my life where I want it to be right now? And is this my passion? And, some people need to literally, if they have a spouse or whatever that can support them for the next 3 to 5 months, I would literally tell them, if you have that ability, do it, and just literally, stop your job and go full out. If you can't do that, then I would say every ounce of every second you have of freedom, make sure you're working on your business. People, they have statistics. I wish I knew the actual statistics, but I think there's like literally 70 hours a week that people waste or something like that. And, they don't think they're wasting it. And that's the funny thing is like, you have time. People who say they don't have time, they have time.
Yeah.
And so the other thing is, a lot of people believe that, people are happy at their jobs and they don't want what they have. And they just did a study the other day. I forget who actually did the study, but it was a really credible source that they did a survey with thousands of people, and 70% of people on this planet hate their job.
Yeah.
70%.
Sure.
And that's sad. That means that's why, the economy is the way it is and everybody's down, is because they literally wake up every day hating their life. We are like the freedom bearers, man, and that's the exciting part about it, is we can give people freedom with network marketing. We're going to have to turn over their mentalities. A lot of people start with that whole, another one of those pyramid schemes and things like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I mean, you're going to change somebody's life if you can get over that hump. And, if you want to get over that little pyramid thing, there's all kinds of little graphics online where it shows how their business is a pyramid. CEO on the top goes down to vice president and so on and so forth. So you can always overcome that pyramid thing. And you have the best pyramid scheme video on the planet, brother. So, I mean, come on. That video is so viral, so amazing. I hope anybody who's listening to this interview knows what that is. But, I mean, so awesome. So other than that, man, that's all I would do. I would just literally sit down tonight, after you watch this interview or whenever or listen to this interview, and just really make sure that the path that your life is on right now is something you're not going to regret, right? And so that's it, man. That's what I would do to myself. But other than that, like, I had the most blessed life seeing what I got to see through my parents' eyes, you know what I mean? And just being part of that going from average to going to extraordinary. My parents live in a $1 million home now in a beautiful neighborhood and things like that. And that's why, when I got out of there, I knew I didn't want to get into any situation that brought my lifestyle down, right? Because I had that lifestyle I didn't want to get rid of. And so I don't have as nice a house they have. I have a $500,000 home, which is, in California.
Hey, you're 29. You're doing pretty good.
Yeah, like in California it would be like a $4 million home, but Kansas City is we got the house market here, so it's all good. But my family's taken care of. It's just been an amazing journey so far, and definitely young in this journey. I'm excited to help more people and mentor more people along this journey. The people who have really taken my guidance and ran with it in our business have done incredible things, and it's been really fun. For me, for those of you guys who are out there, if we just swing back one more time around that mentorship, because that's one of the biggest things, get underneath somebody who's going to mentor you and do every single thing they say. I have a few people that I've been mentoring. Oh, and hustle. The only reason that I mentor people right now is because they're hustling. I can see them grinding. I can see them working hard. I feel like my spirit is within them. And anybody that you look up to, a mentor, is going to be a hustler. So if you don't hustle, expect them to not give you anything, basically.
Yeah,
if you hustle,
for sure. That's a good point. For sure, the quickest way to not earn the mentorship of somebody is to just not do what they tell you to do.
Exactly.
No doubt.
Exactly. And if you want the results, you'll hustle. Those mentors will give you everything they got, and you'll have anything that you want in this life. And it's going to be a beautiful thing for whoever's listening who is taking this advice, bro. I'm just so pumped. I'm so excited for this. And, man, I feel honored. I feel so appreciative of you even reaching out to me and bringing me on this, man. I'm just excited for this little journey that we're doing here.
My pleasure. I so appreciate you taking the time on this call, and also just all the contributions you made to the book and the whole project. I think this interview has been awesome. I'm excited for people to get this, and really appreciate being able to connect with you on this, and excited to who knows what we might be working on in the future. But I really, really appreciate your time, and I'm sure everybody listening does as well.
Well, I hope so, brother. I hope so. Well, I appreciate it. Yeah, like I said, I'm sure, the way that everything's been working out, we're going to be doing more business together, helping more people. So I'm excited, man. I appreciate everything, seriously. So have a good one, whoever's listening to this.
Oh, and just, by the way, just a quick thing is for anybody who wants to find out more about you, learn more about what you're doing, your company, whatever, any websites, or what would you recommend people go to?
Yeah, I would just say, you can kind of see my hub and everything at just Vincent Ortega Jr., that's with a JR.com, or find me on Facebook. Of course, a lot of people follow me on Facebook. It's just my regular public profile. They can follow me on there. But other than that, you'll kind of see who I am through that process. I literally just constantly give value to people every single day. This is my passion. I just want people to succeed. I don't care if they use my business. I don't care what business they're in. I just want to see more people get this freedom, man. And network marketing is the best way, in my opinion.
Yeah. Love it. Well, I'll be sure to I'll post those links wherever this interview shows up online and everything. Awesome. If anybody looking for more information about Vince, you can find him there. But again, man, really, really appreciate your time and your contribution to this. And, be talking to you soon, I'm sure.
All right, rock and roll.
Hey, this is Pat Petrini again, and just to wrap up really quickly, I just want to remind you that if you liked this interview, we've got a whole bunch more. If you go to our website, it's tmm4networkmarketers.com. That's TMM, like the Miracle Morning, FOR, networkmarketers.com. And, of course, if you haven't checked out the book yet, you can go to, first off, you get 2 free chapters of the book at tmm4networkmarketers.com. And then, of course, if you want to get the book, go to Amazon and just search for The Miracle Morning for networkmarketers.com, and you can get it paperback, Kindle, whatever. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you really enjoy the rest of the content that we've made available for you. Thanks a lot. Again, my name is Pat Petrini, and I'll see you on the next interview.